A sweet and innocent 18-year-old girl was having breakfast with her parents in the morning and was also talking to them when she heard someone footstep on the stair and her voice got stuck in her throat. That serious-looking person walked over and sat on the chair next to Wine. Mr. and Mrs. John, good morning, son. Jungkook, good morning, Yamapa. Giving a serious and short answer, he started taking out of his breakfast. She was angry, thinking about the movement of the night, how he would be with her in the night and he would change in the morning. When good morning, Papa. Finish breakfast quickly. I will drop you off at college today. He started eating his breakfast without even looking at her, while she was shocked at his word. Why you drive uncle comes to drop me off college every day. I will go with the driver uncle. Jungkook. He started at her good as that coach one breath. I have not asked you. I have told you from now on and I will drop you in college every day. Got it? Now have breakfast quickly. Saying in a stern voice, he was busy eating his breakfast again, while one eyes watered at his tone. Mr. Jones Judy, he is saying that he will drop you out of college. What is there to worry about? Now let's eat breakfast like a good children. When okay, Appa, she started having breakfast now. How could she explain to them why she was getting upset? Jungkook, I'm waiting outside in the car, come quickly. He had gone out after wiping his hand with a handkerchief and Van also quickly finished her breakfast and hugged Mr. and Mrs. John and said goodbye to them and ran out. When she came out, he was leaning on the car and waiting for her. Seeing her, he opened the door, and Ryan sat in the car silently, and Jungkook sat in the driving seat and started driving. Silence regained in the car, and Ryan glanced at his hand. His strong, drained white hands on the steering wheel, and a precocious watch on one wrist. She had looked at his face, the white complexion and manliness was evident on his face, his black long hair. She smiled a little, saying that he was handsome, but he was not. Here, the relation between them had always prevented her from thinking that way. Her smile narrowed for a moment. Don't look at me like that, darling, or it will be bad for you. He was focused his eyes on the road in front of him, he said, when heart was burning, meaning that he was not unaware of her gaze. Fine immediately turned her gaze outward. Jungkook asked what will be bad for you. He was proved her for not speaking. When you scare me, she was angry, meaning now he will do bad things to her even if she sees him. And what he do to her, what about it? I have every night to love you, to make you cry, to touch you, to make you laugh and see and to scare you. He had made her known in every way that she was his. He had all the rights over her to do whatever he wanted. She was tried his habit. Arriving at the college parking area, she caught her breath and started to open the door when Jungkook locked the door. Hey, where he grabbed her waist and pulled her towards him, which she tripped over. One, we are in the parking area. Like every time she had given her a sense of place. So is it forbidden to have romance in the car? Jungkook brushed back her brown hair from her face and looked lovingly at her, who looked like a rose in her pink dress. Jungkook, pay me the rent first, then go. He could barely contain a smile at her nervous face. What? You came to leave me so that you could rent from me? She looked at him in shock, not knowing at all from his face that he was joking. Jungkook, obviously I won't work for you for free. Let's make your concession. Bring his face close to her. He put his hand on her waist and pulled her towards him and made her sit on his lap. When leave me, there are people standing outside watching us. Jungkook, don't worry, baby. No one can see us inside. I don't have money now. I will give it when I have it. Leave me now. Jungkook, not at all. You think I want money from you? You're really innocent. He smiled and hugged her tightly to his chest. Then he cupped her face and pecked her cheeks. She was angry at this changing behavior. He treated her in front of everyone as if he didn't know her. Today I will tell Mama what her son did too. Looking at the buttons of his shirt, she stopped for a moment with her lips pressed under her teeth as she spoke. Oh, really? Now you will also tell others about our personal, and you will also tell what happened at night? Whisper close to her ear. He had an answer to every question. She had stopped speaking regularly. Jungkook, let me see my last night marks I gave you. He wanted to unzip Wine's jacket, but Wine quickly grabbed her jacket. No, please, I'll be late for the class. How many times have I told you that when I want to do anything, don't stop me? His facial expression changed, and Wine quickly removed her hand from her jacket. Unzipping her jacket, he saw the deep red and purple mark on Wine's neck, which made the corners of Jungkook's lips curve. My first mark on you looks very beautiful on you. I think you enjoyed your first week yesterday too. He teased her mischievously. No, I didn't like it. Let me go now. I will miss my lecture. She was about to cry now. Jungkook, alright, give me a quick kiss and go. No, not now. I have lip balm on my lips. It will be applied to you. She spoke helplessly so that he would stop and let her go. Never mind, I like the taste of your lip balm. What he was saying when palms were drenched in sweat at his words. She couldn't raise her eyes from shyness. How much nonsense you talk, Upa. I will give it here. He pointed a finger at his forehead. Jungkook, no, how can I taste your lip balm? Seeing the expression on her face, he suppressed a smile. Please let me go. Now she was completely in tears. Oh shit, he was disturbed by her crying and held her close to him lovingly. She was the only person he couldn't be angry with. Okay, fine, look here. I am not doing anything. He wiped her tears and grabbed her chin gently and kissed her face. When you are near me, I have no control over my feelings. I know there is a huge age difference between us, but I want you to understand all the demands of me and our relationship right now. If you stay like this, you will never let me come near you. He placed his lips on Vine's wet eyelids. She trembled at his touch. Jungkook's words didn't quite make sense to her. Her mind didn't work in his proximity. You know, you are my addiction and my. She was sitting in the lounge eating snacks while watching movie. Her eyes were fixed on the screen, but her thoughts were elsewhere. She was constantly thinking about Jakey. After some time, he finished his work and came to the lounge. His eyes went straight to her. Seeing her lost in thoughts, he went to her and picked up the remote. Jungkook, a while ago, where were you lost that you don't know what is happening around you? He spoke in a cold voice and had a cold expression on his face, seeing which one get irritated and turned her eyes to the other side. Now here my exam are coming up, that's what I was thinking about. While watching the movie you were thinking about the exam. Good, he understood that she was lying, but his assistant was standing behind him now. See, he couldn't say anything to her. If you have thought about exam, come to my room quickly with a cup of coffee and your books. No, I don't want to come your room, she spoke in haste. What did you say? Say it again. I mean, I did my homework earlier today. Nothing to study today. I will send your coffee to your room. She spoke hesitantly. I want to see what homework you have to run. Now do as much as you are told. Come quickly, I am waiting for you. Saying this in a harsh tone, he walked away while Wine's eyes watered. What do you understand yourself? Always do your will on me. I know what you want. If you come near me now, I will die about you. I won't let you near me anymore. After he left, she was muttering to herself and then angrily got up and went to her room. She had slowly entered his room with coffee mug and bag in the hand and seen him everywhere, but he was not present in the room, inviting other this person himself disappear. I don't know where I will have peace for some time. She went to his room and opened the door, entered, and immediately turned her face to the wall when she saw the scene in front of her. He was busy working out, shirtless. He stopped when he saw her and smiled at her, turning like that. Jungkook, what did you stop? Come here. He picked up a towel and wiped his sweat. No, she spoke hesitantly. Seeing him shirtless made her throat dry. You crazy? I am wearing my clothes. I mean, you are not. This isn't the first time you have seen me. You still feel shy to see me shirtless. He teased her mischievously while she understood his tone well. Your coffee is on the table outside and my bag is also there. See what you want to see. I am going. She had taken a step forward when she stopped at his sternly voice. John Wayne, if you take even one more step from there, nothing will be worse for you than me. He was taking a step towards Wine, which made Wine feel scared. Approaching her, Jungkook pinned your coffee is on the table outside. Let me go now. She spoke helplessly. Not at all. I don't want coffee. I want you. I could ask any servant to bring a cup of coffee. Then you would say, let me go. She spoke nervously. What's wrong with you? I want you close with me, very close, and you always want to get away from me. Anyway, why are you wearing a jacket over a beautiful top? The top looks good on you. I was feeling cold, so I wore it. You are lying. You're trying to hide yourself from me now. He whispered as he placed his lips. No, it's not. Her words were no longer helping her. So it's not cold here at all. Let it take off. He turned one face towards him and she lowered her eyes in embarrassment. Jungkook looked at her shyly, dropping eyelids with loving eyes and kissed them. My beautiful baby, he whispered lovingly, but she was angry at his loving behavior and tone and remember his restrained tone from some time ago. Why do you treat me so differently in private and speak so angrily in front of everyone? Unwillingly she asked him a question and he smiled at her question. So do you want me to love you in front of everyone? It's that what you want to say. Why, no, I didn't mean that. I was just saying that you can talk to me lovingly in front of everyone. You talk angrily all the time. Only I know how I manage to control my feelings while seeing you in front of me. If I treat you with love, I will treat you completely with love, leaving these things aside. I have to love you right now. Even in the morning, you didn't let me love you properly. He was about to lean when whining. What are you doing? Get away from me and let me go. She spoke, bracing herself. She knew how angry he must have been at this action. John Wine, how many times I have told you not to stop me when I want to come close to you. Do you not understand me even once? He said angrily, grabbing Wine's neck. Leave me, it's hurting. She started trying to remove his hand from her neck. And what about the pain you caused me by repeatedly walking away from me? I don't like when you come near me. You should feel good, honey, because now I'm your destiny. As soon as he finished the word, When Brick was beginning to catch, letting out all of his anger, he released her. When you're such a selfish person, you have no shame in doing all this? She screamed at the top of her lungs while her words made him extremely angry. He covered the distance of two steps in an instant and come closer to her. What did you say? I am not ashamed. Yes, I am not ashamed to come near you. You are mine, and I am not ashamed at all to touch you, my things. Stop asserting your rights over me. You have no rights over me, nor I am anything, and I am not yours. She could barely speak as she felt herself suffocating. You are talking too much. It's not my fault that I gave you so much freedom. You should not have been given freedom. If you feel bad when I touch you, then say. He had said the words gritted under his teeth in anger and Wine felt afraid of him. It was the first time she had spoken so much in front of him, otherwise she was always afraid of him. Let go of my throat, it said, seeing the tear in her eyes. Jungkook let go of her throat, but the anger was still there. I didn't mean that at all. You should thank yourself for doing all this with me. You're my brother. Brother, he tightened his head and chuckled bitterly. What did you say? Who told you that I am your brother? I didn't come close to you for the first time. It's been 6 years. But who suddenly filled your mind with this thought today? I was not that wise then, but now I am. She was crying and he was listening to her without any impatience. He was now very angry with her and the people who had put this in her mind. Jungkook, I don't care who told you that. You don't know what the truth is. You were not so young that you did not know anything. When you come to this house with me, you were 10 years old. A child of that age knew everything. He had only revealed her wants from years ago. I remember everything. I know you are not my brother, but your parents consider me as their daughter, and you are their son. In the eyes of the world, you are my brother. I don't care about the world, so stop calling me brother or something bad will happen to you. He screamed at the top of his lungs in anger, his mind messed up from being called brother over and over again. Jungkook, you have become a bit too stubborn. Today I will do so bad to you. After that, you forgot to speak a word, brother, even your name. He lifted her in his arms, curling close to her face, and whined shuddered to her at his throat. Leave me or I will call Mom and Papa. He bowed her to the washroom, standing her under the shower. He opened the shower. She shivered as the cold water hit her body in the extreme cold. She moved closer to Jungkook to avoid the cold water, but Jungkook held her by the arm and pulled her away from him. You don't like coming near me at all, so stay away from me now. The water is too cold, you know. Now I can't stand cold. Please don't. This is what you should think before you say all that, and this is your punishment. You will never say this after today. I won't speak, I won't even come in front of you. Please let me go. She barely spoke, not at all. I want you in front of me all the time. He didn't want to hurt her, but he couldn't understand anything in his anger. Jungkook was holding her arm tightly, standing her under the shower himself. He could bear the cold, but not Vine. Vine was quiet and giving up. She knew that once that man had made a decision, he wouldn't listen to anyone. She was laying against the wall with her eyes closed and shivering slightly as Jungkook's fingers dug into her arm. Tears were streaming down to her eyes from the intensity of the pain, which were flowing together with drops of water. He couldn't finish her punishment so quickly, but he could make it easy for her, with drops of water falling half on Jungkook's body and half of wine. Leaning over her, he was looking at her intently, her pink lips covering the water running on. She felt him close to her. It was not like that. She considered him as a brother because of the worldly things she didn't want to create in herself the illusion that he could never be hers, and she also wanted to keep him away from her, from the happiness of her parents who had given her the love of the daughter. She didn't want to betray them. In the morning, feeling surrounded by strong arms, her eyes began to open. Opening her eyes, she saw a beautiful face well close to her. It was not the first time she saw this scene. She was opened her eyes in the morning. Seeing his face, she reached out to touch him helplessly, but as she remembered the sense of last night, her hand stopped in the air as the scene in front of her was blurred due to tears in her eyes. You woke up, how are you? Opening his eyes, he saw her struggling to get out of his grip. Leave me, you must care if I am well or ill. You have done what have you do, now let me go. She was still trying to free herself from his grip. I will never let you go in what I have done. There is still so much to done. Stop this futile effort. You are just wasting your strength. You are not strong enough to get out of my grasp. When there is still something you want to do, if there any more pain you want to give me, you can, but please let me go after this. I am suffocating. She spoke at the extremity of helplessness, and seeing her hurling back to Jungkook kissed her forehead lovingly. Okay, my baby, but you will listen to me first, and then you will go. I didn't mean to hurt you, and I don't want to hurt you. How could you hurt someone you have loved so much for years? Love doesn't work like that, and you're still hurting me. If you don't want to hurt me, then what you did last night. You can do whatever you want with me. You told me this very well last night. You were such a cute little innocent doll of mine. What was happening to your mind? Why you have started thinking so? Is these things come to your tongue again? It will not be good for you. And last night I just stood you under the cold water, and I also stood under the shower with you. And that was your fault too. You messed up my mind by saying the same words again and again. Thanks for the favor. Don't leave me now. I have to go. She pulled the blanket off her and was about to leave when Jungkook pulled her against him again, and she was against her chest, but fine eyes were fixed on her clothes. Realizing that she was not wearing anything inside and the clothes were not hers, she started looking at him questioningly. I'm not done yet, nor have I given you permission to go, so lie still. Who did you call in the room last night? She was worried about who had seen her in this room in this condition. No one will I let anyone into my room while I have you with me. Are you mad? He looked at her questioningly. Well, listen to this made Fine even more worried. What happened to you now? No, I didn't say anything to you and hurt you. She was crying and rubbing her eyes, trying to push him away from her, feeling embarrassed to be so close to Jungkook now. Why did you change? My dear wife, why do you trouble yourself by thinking of fidelity? Do I see you as crazy, demented, and foolish? All that you are thinking now, have I not thought